Hello, nerds! Thank you for joining me here on Nerd News Clips. This is the second channel. This is the place for all of the short-form content as well as the individual sections and just generally speaking smaller things. If you are into the longer form content, youtube.com/generallynerdy is the place to go see that. With that out of the way, let's get into this. So, in TV streaming, the place with usually the most of the things, we have a whole bunch of follow-ups to get out of the way. So let's just jump right into those head first. We have Percy Jackson and the Olympians has cast their Percy. Walker Scobell will be playing Percy. If you don't know that name, it's because he's a relatively new actor. He was Adam, young Adam, in the Adam Project, which we have things about that in the movie section, so stick around for that. But yeah, Walker Scobell will be playing Percy in the Percy Jackson series. We also have some casting announcements for the Gotham Knights series. We have joining the cast, we have Anna Lore from All American. She has been cast to play Spoiler, aka Stephanie Brown. Also cast in this series, just to kind of update as we go, we have Fallon Smythe has been cast as Harper Row. Tyler DeChira, I apologize, as Colin Rowe, and Olivia Rose Keegan as Duella Dent slash Joker's daughter, and Oscar Morgan as Turner Hayes. Also Nevia Robinson as Carrie Kelly, and Misha Collins as Harvey Dent. So Carrie Kelly is an interesting one there. You know, she was a Robin who was a redhead, but the Nevia Robinson is not a redhead and is a number of other different things. But the real thing that I was really interested in, because I didn't originally see this announcement, was the Duella Dent Joker's daughter casting, Olivia Rose Keegan. Are they going to play this as two different characters? Because those are two different characters. Duella Dent is not Joker's daughter. In most continuities, I guess in one of the continuities she is, but in the main continuity she's not. Joker's daughter has another mysterious origin. I have the origin book of hers, and there's like 3 different possible origins for her. Duella Dent, though, is from a different universe and is she takes the mantle. She claims to be Joker's heir to the throne, effectively, but she has no actual blood relation to the Joker either. So I don't know, just an interesting aside, I think, for the Gotham Knights series. I don't know how they're going to do that. That's one of my favorite. I mean, I love Joker, but that's one of my secondary favorite Batman villains is Duella. And actually, I think more appropriately, Joker's daughter is a Catwoman villain and Duella Dent is a Batgirl villain. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Either way, cast for the series, so my interest is a little bit more piqued. That is what we have for Gotham Knights. Next up, we're really briefly going to update you. Curb Your Enthusiasm, Larry David has announced that there will be a 12th season. The interesting thing about that is it's going to be season 12, but it's a series that's been going for 22 years. Which is, I mean, I knew it was older than the amount of seasons it had, but I didn't realize it was almost twice the age. Yeah, that's pretty hilarious, but I mean, Larry David is what Larry David will do. And then we have another quick one for Lock and Key. The official announcement has been made that season 3 will be the final season for the Netflix series. And then one more quickie at the bottom of this, we have the House of the Dragon, the Game of Thrones prequel series, now has a official release date, and that is August 21st of this year. So we will be getting more Game of Thrones action before the end of the year. Whether or not that's a good thing, I'll leave up to you. But yeah, so we do have a new trailer to talk about as well. Stranger Things Season 4 has officially dropped another trailer. This time we get a little bit more of a taste of the villain, apparently, from the Upside Down. I'm torn on this, so let's talk about this ever so briefly. Now, for you, and let me know how you feel about this in the comments, but for you, is it more effective to have the villain in something like Stranger Things to be, or the antagonist, I guess it would probably be a little bit more appropriate, to be although potentially intelligent, but a voiceless creature that is like almost Cthulhu-esque? Or is it more effective to have something that resembles a human in most ways, that can talk and antagonize in that way, as well as also kind of being a creature? Like, I feel like the voiceless creature, the unknown quantity, if you will, is a little more effective, is kind of why seasons 1 through 3 worked so well, is because we didn't really, there was no connection to this creature. It was just a machine. It was just a monster that did a thing that, while again still potentially could be intelligent, there is a way to do intelligence without making a humanoid creature to focus your hatred on, or whatever, your fear. I just feel like this is a weird choice. Also, keep your eyes open in this trailer if you want to see a little more of a taste of Robert Englund in this series. But yeah, I don't know. I really want to hear your thoughts. Is it more effective for the villain of a series like this to be humanoid, or to be a voiceless monster? Let's discuss amongst yourselves. Yeah, so that's the one trailer that we got this week that was worth talking about. And then we have the announcement of a new DC property going to HBO Max. This one is called You Brought Me the Ocean. This is the new Aqualad series that is going to be non-canon. It's going to be self-contained, but it is being produced by Charlize Theron's production company. Don't know the name of it. It wasn't in any of the announcements. Just everyone saying, Charlize Theron's producing a comic book series. Based on the book by Alex Sanchez and Maroh, I believe is the name of the second person, I guess. And this is not the traditional Aqualad. This is going to be a variation on the Young Justice, I believe, Aqualad, where it's the kid who was raised human and is gay and mixed race, I believe. Because the original Aqualad was a white kid, and then this guy is not. And he also has like fins in some of the artwork. I don't know. I don't read Aqualad or Aquaman very much at all, so I'm super only mildly aware of this character. So very interesting. And also apparently the source material that this is based on even takes that as the origin of that character and changes it up a little bit for the book. So that's presumably how they're going to do it in the series as well. Very little else is known about this so far, so that's all we got. That actually brings us to the end of TV streaming, which means we got suggestions. So, TV suggestions for this episode. This is an easy one. Moonlight. I mean, at this point, by the time you're watching this, episode 3 has launched, so those of you waiting, now is a good time to start watching this series, because I've seen 1 and 2 so far. I'm loving it. It is a lot of fun. Again, never was much of a Moon Knight reader before, but this definitely has piqued my interest, though I do understand there is some pretty dramatic differences between the books and this series, though the series is still pretty solid and entertaining, and so far, no major internal logic issues at all. So that is our suggestion for TV streaming this week. Once again, this has been just a brief segment from the larger episode that has been posted over on the main channel, youtube.com/generallynerdy. Go over there for the long form content, or just subscribe here if you want it in bite-sized chunks. Thank you very much for joining me, nerds. We'll see you in the next one. Before we go though, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.